Yay! 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 Yay!
Yay!
Yay!
We're gonna do the thing.
I almost timed that right.
We're gonna do the thing. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man?
Oh, you know, podcasting.
Yeah.
No, you know, just doing a pod. I have 1, 2, 3. I have it 7.5 hours until I need to leave for the airport in the morning.
That's bananas.
Yeah. Well, leaving, you know, for vacations, I don't mind the early flight because I like to get to my destination and be on the beach by noon. Is what I want to do.
Good on you.
Right?
I'd rather go the night before if that's the plan.
Nah.
I don't care if it's vacation or not. I don't want to be getting up at 4 a.m. to...
I'm much more of a morning person than you.
are.
I wake up in the 4 o'clock hour far more often than you do.
You do.
Yeah.
I go to sleep more at the 4 o'clock hour than you do.
No, see, that's the thing. I still go to sleep in the 2 o'clock hour, maybe.
Yeah.
You don't stay up till 4, do you?
Sometimes, yeah.
Not
It's not intentionally,
that's insomnia, though. That doesn't count.
Insomnia
That
kicks
doesn't
my
that doesn't
tail.
count. It's not like you're...
Well, I can't control it.
I'm just saying.
You and I went to a Hartford Yard Goats game and hung out with some of your athletic supporters.
Of athletic supporters. Yep. You love that. You think that's so funny.
It's hysterical.
You think it's so funny.
If you think it's funny, give us a call, 631-7-MIC-MO, and let us know how funny you think that is.
Yeah.
It is funny.
Yeah.
You're jock straps.
Liz did not call this
Weird.
week, by the way.
But no, I have to say,
My vacation started early.
the nice thing was not only going to the game and all the activity we had at the game, what a great stadium the Dunk is.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I love that. And going up to the Hartford Yard Goats.
Minor league baseball is just so pure.
And we were second row behind home plate.
I'm third, but who's counting?
Okay. Second row behind home plate.
Sure.
And not counting that little like lower level thing there.
So fourth. Yeah.
No, we were second row.
Well, there were 2 rows in front of us.
There's one row in front of us that you moved down to in the last inning.
No, there was, but the field. Well,
there was
yes,
a wall,
obviously,
and then the
field
lower.
level. Yeah. So that's the first 2 rows.
All right, fine. So first 2 rows of the
Yep.
regular stadium thing. Why do you want to argue about this?
It's-
Anyway,
it's-
but our seats were $17.50
yeah.
to be right there behind home plate.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
It's brilliant.
It really is.
It's brilliant.
And to meet some of the people that you talk about on a regular basis.
It's just what the supporter friends.
The supporter friends that moved down into the section, and we became somewhat of the soccer group moving into baseball. It was cool.
This is what's cool about it is that I went to this game and I was like, all right, it's just gonna be me and Mo. This is gonna be fun. And then we have a Discord channel for the soccer supporters, which is like a chat app, if you're not familiar. Similar to Slack, if you will, but Discord. So I put on there, hey, I'm going to the Argos game. This is where my seat is. If you're here, come find me.
Right?
And by the end of the game, we were surrounded.
It was great.
There were people just walking up like, hey, what's going on? Oh, let's take a picture.
You talked to me about your friends up there.
Uh-huh.
It's like a different world. It's like my friends in Hartford, your friends in Hartford. They're very different types of people.
Yeah, one would say.
And you speak highly of them. And I got to meet a few of them.
Yeah.
And I got to see Ed finally, which
Ed.
I recognize, and I've seen his face 1,000 times.
Well, I have a big
least.
head, Ed. A big Ed. Big Ed?
Big Ed.
Big head here.
It's close to life size after meeting him.
Nice.
But no, good people. And really glad we got to hang out and meet some of them. And
It was a good, fun time. I highly recommend minor league baseball. I used to go, I mean, you know, I had the season tickets in Georgia when I was in college. Way different, though, because that was a historic ballpark that was built 100 years ago. And the one we went to here was built like, what, 7,
8 years ago. Yeah.
Not maybe 10. I don't know.
Yeah.
Beautiful ballpark.
Oh, it's awesome.
And I took a lap, walked around the whole thing.
Yep.
And after the fact, I
You
was
went
like,
to see the goats.
well, I did. They do have goats there because it's the Yard Goats. But after the fact, I was like, that's kind of a cool experience, being able just to walk around the ballpark full circle. How many ballparks can you do that? Obviously, a lot of the major league ballparks.
Sure.
It's a possibility. In the minor leagues, there are literally 2 ballparks you can do that.
No kidding.
Yeah, most ballparks do not have something that goes behind center field.
Cut out there, yeah.
Well, it's a wall, it's a parking lot,
Right,
a highway sometimes. It just doesn't exist all that. And these minor league ballparks are not like new state of the art like we went to this time. time. And it's
Yeah.
great. And I love everything. Not only is cheap, but the entertainment is fantastic. I mean, well, everything is cheap. The beer is Major League ballpark price, which is unfortunate.
But you and I bought jerseys going in, which I think is a cool thing to do. I always buy a hat or a jersey when I go to a new ballpark.
And those were cheap. Those were cheap as
really
far
were.
as jerseys go.
They were really high quality.
Well, they're normal baseball jersey quality.
But for $100, you can't buy that online. That same jersey, if you buy it as a Red Sox, it's $250 to start with.
No.
Yeah.
$250?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. $165.
All right.
Look
it up. Personalized the way we had them done, too, really made them pretty amazing and beautiful and very happy with it.
Yeah.
I highly recommend go visit your local minor league ballpark and you'll find friends. It's really crazy. I bumped into family there. I bumped into friends there that I didn't expect to see. Thank you to Ryan Bingham, who...
Does he listen to the show?
He will be.
He better listen to the show or I'm not going to talk about it. By the way, $139.99 for the jersey, $25 extra for the custom. So
it's on sale.
It's only $160. No, this is literally from this is MLB Shop. 100-day return policy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even personalized?
Not personalized,
Gotcha.
but with player names, yes. But not if you got it that said Buckby.
Which I did.
Or something stupid like that.
I almost got it to say Hudson because I get to meet the guy who played Stanley Hudson.
Yeah, that's the other thing about that I love about minor league ball. They have like the theme nights. Like Major League ballparks do theme nights. It's like Star Wars night, and it's just like you sit there and watch fireworks that are like to the Star Wars music.
Yeah.
So stupid. But this it was the Office theme night. Stanley Hudson was there. Leslie David Baker. But Stanley Hudson, as we know him. So he was there. But then they also had the Dwight races where they took like a 3, a 4, and a 5-year-old, dressed them up as Dwight, and they ran around the outfield, which was awesome. They had a like some sort of a Jim and Pam versus Andy and Angela wing toss themed thing. It was fantastic.
And they did all the players coming up on the screen. It was like the Office.
Oh, they put an overlay. Yeah, they put an overlay of an Office. Yeah, minor league baseball. It's a good time. You can bring the kids.
Were you there for the? I know we both bounced a little bit for the. Remember on the Office on the show they had the screen and the thing would bounce around for the DVD.
Yeah, I did see that.
And they did that. Corner, everybody cheered.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah,
it was
a great time.
It was a good time. But
a great time was had by all.
But I don't know if anyone cares as much as we do.
Well, you know what? If they went to a game, they would. That's why I wanted to talk about a really cool experience.
So that's your recommendation this week?
Yeah, go to a minor league ballpark.
Go to a minor league baseball
check
game.
It out. And
we did.
Go to our TikTok and you see a quick little video of that.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah.
Fun. Good times. Good times. You know what I can't understand? Or I don't understand it, and I can't stand it. I was going to say can't stand it, but
I was going to say another language that you don't know.
No. I understand this one perfectly, but I don't understand why people do it, and I can't stand it when people do it.
Ooh.
And this actually happened to me at the ballpark when you're in a crowd and someone is trying to get through the crowd, and they just ever so slightly will just go, "Excuse me." Excuse me. No. If you're gonna, I can't stand the whisper. Excuse me. You know, people do this all the time.
All the time.
Just excuse me. It's just so. It's annoying, and I hate it, and I don't understand why. Like, if I am trying to get past someone, excuse me. Not like that. I'm not gonna sound like that, but excuse me. Like, announce my presence.
Deeper tone. I like that.
Get them to move out of the way. And thank them when I go, but I can't stand the whole like they don't even make eye contact and just no. It happened to me during my walk around, mind you, because there were a couple of narrow corridors and there was a line for ice cream. And then we were walking behind it, and there was only enough room for single file because it was a good day for ice cream. And this woman was just like, "Excuse." I'm just like, no. Excuse me, ma'am. You need to ask me like a man.
It's one thing I didn't get was ice cream. And I was thinking about that later on. But the food was great. I mean, Bear's Barbecue was in there, and all these great foods. And I ended up stopping at one point. I got a chicken meatball.
I saw the chicken meatball
covered in hot sauce.
I saw that. It was a buffalo chicken meatball.
Buffalo ball.
Yeah, I went to that place and I got this steak sandwich, which was
they were all out of it.
Yeah, you know what?
It looked good when I saw you with it, so I was like, maybe I'll get that.
Everyone was equally disappointed in that sandwich.
Yeah.
But the week before, I was down in Philly, and I got a proper cheesesteak.
Well,
the only way you can have it.
Which one did you go to?
Oh, it was so good.
Like the two dueling ones that are on opposite corners.
Yeah, but that's Pat and Gino's.
Yeah.
And that's just a tourist trap. That's not the
Oh,
one.
they're still really good, though.
It's a tourist trap. So I'm not going to wait in line for 2 hours.
I didn't wait
at
in
a
line for 2
tourist
hours
trap.
when I was there. I was there for like a half hour.
Yeah.
It moved. That line moved.
I had 2 cheesesteaks when I was down there. The first one was Jim's. This one, the last one I had, the best one was at D'Alessandro's.
Okay.
Which was so good. Any place that's not Pat's or Gino's is good for me. But yeah, you get the
Look at you, all the high and mighty
the
over.
cheese whiz.
You're like too good for Pat's and Geno's.
I'm too.
Come on.
I'm not going to the tourist. In the exact same way that if I go to Chicago, I'm not going to Uno's, right? I mean, even Lou Malnati's is a little bit.
It is
a little bit touristy at this point.
And I couldn't get in when I was in Chicago last summer. I couldn't get into Lou Malnati's. The wait was an hour and a half, and then you couldn't order your pizza in advance. So it's going to be another hour and a half once you get in there.
And this is why I'm not going to Pat's or Gino's.
I felt like I had to go to Pat's and have a Pat's, real Philly steak from Pat's. I did it.
You can get the real Philly steak from any of
A street vendor.
a dozen. Well, I'm not going to the street vendor.
Why not? Street vendors.
There's
are
still.
awesome.
Oh, look, D'Alessandro still had a crowd. Mm-hmm. But they know how to move through the line. It's not in the middle of the city like city block,
Right.
And it was just absolutely divine. It was just. But I'm not going
None
to.
of it's divine and it's greasy bad
No,
steak.
no, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
I'm not saying that, but it's not like.
Well, it's not like it's good for it. I'm not
gourmet,
going there. No, but you're getting what you're getting. You know what you're getting when you're going for a cheesesteak. You're not expecting a gourmet. I'm not like,
Right.
oh, this cow doesn't taste like that Wagyu I had last week.
Grass-fed.
Yeah, no. You're
Why
going.
do they say grass fed? Like that's what cows eat. Cows eat grass.
Not necessarily.
Why do they promote grass fed?
Not necessarily. Not in the
What else do
sweatshops.
cows eat? Well, what
Hey.
else do cows eat?
Hey.
That's grass. It's dried out grass.
No, it's not.
It's grass.
It's not.
Cows eat grass.
So,
It's like, hey, get this trout. It swam in real water.
so you're basically saying that anything that's made with wheat flour is also made of grass. So you're eating grass.
It's a type of grass.
It's a grain. Grain does not equal grass. Grain does not equal grass.
Hay does.
No, it does not. It does not. It's especially when it's made into silage. Do you know what silage is?
No.
You've smelt it if you've been to a farm, especially in the fall. But basically, it's hay. It's almost like a fermented hay type of a deal.
So the cows get drunk?
No, they don't get drunk, but it just helps with other nutrients and whatnot.
Okay.
And long-term storage, you can store the stuff and it ferments it. I don't know. Maybe they get drunk. That'd be kind of cool. Drunk cows. Silage
cow tipping
isn't
a lot easier.
It's not. Yes, it does. It's not grass though. I wouldn't call it grass. So grass-fed. I mean, it.
I don't know. It's a weak thing.
They're grazing. You don't graze on hay. So grass-fed, I think the reason why they do that is just to give you the imagination, like saying, like, it's a free-range chicken, meaning that chicken's got literally 5 inches on either side to waddle around.
We're back to that conversation.
No, I'm not going to go back to it, but I'm just saying that's why the free-range, that's why the grass-fed thing is a thing. Why are we talking about food again?
I don't know. We always because we like food.
This-
and
yeah,
by the way,
yes.
if you missed that show, go back because us talking about chickens was a pretty darn good show.
Yeah, I still haven't watched that movie, though. I need to watch that movie.
Oh my god! Yeah, you have to. Maybe watch it on the
it's
plane.
Super Size 2, right?
Yeah, maybe watch it on the plane.
I'm not going to watch it on the plane.
Why not?
On the plane, for some reason, I like to watch episodic stuff.
Really?
I'm like, I'm gonna watch a whole season of Beat Bobby Flay today. It's
Really?
like stuff like that, or like I'm in a Curb Your Enthusiasm mood. That's the last time I flew. It was
No
Curb Your
kidding.
Enthusiasm. Yeah. You know what it is? I think it's because I don't enjoy watching a feature film on that small of a screen.
Oh, I do.
And like, I'm not gonna. They have Marvel movies and Batman and stuff like that.
My iPad. I watched
Star
I watched
Wars.
Free Guy on the way home.
I
on my last
watched
flight.
Star Wars on there one time, and I was just like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not talking iPad. I'm talking the screen, the
Yeah.
seatback screen.
I don't like the seatback screen.
But I'll use whatever because if I try to not have my computer going. If I'm working it, I'm working it. And if I'm working, I definitely have something episodic or ESPN just on in the background. Mm-hmm. I don't do music when I work. I do TV or something to watch. Mm-hmm. I can't sit there and watch a movie. I tried it with episode 7. I watched episode 7 on there. Not for my first time, mind you. Like, I watched it before, obviously.
Okay.
And then I'm like, I'm going to watch this again. And then it was just not an enjoyable experience.
I find that I try to put a movie on either I'm really excited about or something that will put me out. Mm-hmm. So if I can watch any of the Star Wars movies now Like if I'm tired, I'm going to bed and I want to put something on.
That's on there.
It's a great thing to watch before you go to sleep.
Yeah, I do that with Star Trek, I did that this week with Star Trek 6. It was great. I was out in like 5 minutes.
It's funny that people share some of those too. Like The Office kind of became that for me now.
Yep.
Now when I turn on an episode of The Office, I start getting sleepy. It's really weird.
Really?
Yeah, so
I wonder why that is.
because I did it so often. My brain is trained.
Is it like Pavlovian now?
Do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it can happen. But if I'm really up for watching something, I will.
Well, now that's going to be my my way to shut you up. Henceforth, like if you're on a roll, I'm just going to be like, oh, here you go.
Wow.
Let's play the Office theme song real quick, and scene.
No, I think it's cool to put something on. You're going to fall asleep to. I'd rather sleep on the plane as much as possible. There's no flight I'm going to be on that's going to be like, well, it's only going to be 45 minutes. So you might as well just sit there and be awake and read something. No, I'm going to put on a movie. I'm going to be out for an hour and a half and maybe watch. I missed the end of Free Guy because I bought it, put it on my iPad, watched it, fell asleep 3/4 of the way through. And by the way, it's not a good movie. It's not good.
I just don't like movies on a plane. I like alcohol on a plane.
I like that. I like that when I'm going somewhere.
That's a thing.
Not when I'm coming home.
Oh, wait. Well, I mean, that's the thing. It's like we talked about when you land in Mexico, you want a margarita first thing.
Yeah.
When you're departing, Johnny Rockets.
I was leaving early for Chicago when I was going. And I wanted a Bloody Mary. It was a morning flight.
Yeah.
I wanted a Bloody Mary before I got on the plane. I ended up having 2 before I got on the plane.
Okay.
That helped me kind of conk out for the flight.
Okay.
Which was really nice. And it kind of kicks off your vacation. So will you open up since it's morning tomorrow? Will you get a Bloody Mary when you get on the plane?
Well, here's the funny thing about Bloody Marys and flying. For some reason, tomato juice just tastes way better in the air.
Okay.
I don't know why, because
I don't either.
What they use for Bloody Marys, I think now they use like the cans of the MNT, right? But it used to just be V8 and vodka.
Yeah.
And V8 and vodka, if I have it with my feet on the ground, it doesn't do it for me. But if I'm in the air, for some reason...
That's a mindset, man. That's not the V8. That's a mindset.
I guess it is, but the mindset actually works. It works. The old fashions that they have on Delta now are not good.
Okay.
But when I'm in the air, I'll drink it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand why.
So is that the call tomorrow? Are you going to go Bloody Mary when you get on the plane?
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a morning flight. Yeah, I'll do the Bloody.
Will Lori join you for that?
Likely not. She's more of a mimosa on an airplane.
Yeah.
She'll go for the mimosa.
Respect that game.
Yeah, when we did our trip to Mexico, and that was a great splurge. We got first class. It was fucking.
You literally just got back from Mexico and you're taking another vacation.
Yeah,
that's great.
Well, I mean,
good for you.
Well, I was in Mexico and then I worked hard, and now I'm doing this, and then I have to work hard when I get back from it. So yeah, look, you gotta take care of your personal life. This time we're going with the kids. This is a kids vacation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, last time we didn't have the kids. This is the kids coming.
And New Orleans for the kids.
Taking the kids to the bayou.
Wow,
that's gonna be great.
Yeah,
you kidding me?
It's like when I think New Orleans, I think a party city.
You know what? I'm over that. I'm
no, but that's what you think of. It's one of those places you don't think like, let me take the kids to Miami. You think take the kids to Orlando.
Yeah, no.
But you don't. When you think New Orleans, you think party town.
Yes, but there's so much to do there that it is family friendly. In the same respect, you can take your kids to Vegas.
Oh yeah, of course.
Right, and there's so much to do.
I'm not saying you can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's the first thing that comes to mind for me. I'm not.
Well, I mean,
I'm not judging in any way.
Most places are. There are some towns that I would not take the kids to, like Nashville. That's not a town for kids. I'm not going to take my kids to Nashville.
They've got really cool kids stuff too.
I'm sure they do, but if I'm going to Nashville, I'm going down there for 2 reasons alone.
Second Avenue,
you go there to drink and party. That's what you do in Nashville. Is there a trampoline park? I'm sure. But you know what? That's not a city I'm taking the kids to.
Yeah.
New Orleans, you can get by with the kids. It's chill. New Orleans is very chill.
Yeah.
Even going to Bourbon Street at 1 a.m. on a Saturday, not doing that. I'm not doing that with the kids.
Well, I don't think you're at the age where that's what you want to do to start with now anyway.
Depends who I'm with.
Yeah.
It's
you and the wife hitting 1 a.m. on Bourbon Street. I don't see that as being
No.
your
That's
primary.
No, but if I'm down there with the boys, absolutely.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You know what Diana really, really wants to do is see alligators. So I think we're gonna do a bayou tour with the kids, which is like, yeah, that's what you do. It's the closest she's ever gonna get to a real dinosaur.
Right.
So why wouldn't I?
Maybe.
Why
you never
wouldn't-
know. In her lifetime, you never know. New Jurassic Park is coming out. They're getting closer and
Bring it
closer to
back.
reality. Yeah.
I hope that new Jurassic Park isn't as bad as the last four.
Well, they're bringing everybody back.
The only thing I've seen is the logo, and they did a good job with the logo. You know, that's a series that the first one was great, and the plot is there.
Yeah,
and the practical effects are there. It's a very good movie. Lost World, Jurassic Park 3,
terrible.
Once it got into like the newer generation of Jurassic Park, like I love Chris Pratt.
I do too.
He's great.
But the storyline is weak.
I can't stand when franchises go from like so story focused and turn action. James Bond is the number one complaint I have in that category.
Really?
Because James Bond movies, up until you got to GoldenEye, right? So pre Pierce Brosnan, it was a little bit more. It was slow paced.
It was character and
story driven. There were action sequences, but it wasn't driving the whole movie, and it was intellectual. You had to think. It made you think, right? And it was about something.
Well, the books were always ones that made you think as well.
Well, exactly. Good
now
books
they're
make you
loosely
think.
based on it. Yeah. No, I agree with you on this.
When you got to GoldenEye, now GoldenEye is a great bridge between the old and the new because it had some great classic Bond scene, like the casino scene there is absolutely fantastic. The car race, even though it was action, it was still very Bond-ish.
Yeah.
The villains were very, very Bond-ish. Pierce Brosnan, I thought, was a very good James Bond.
Who's your favorite James Bond?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
But then GoldenEye also had, driving a tank around for 5 minutes and blowing shit up.
Right.
But it didn't necessarily push the envelope. Now you get new Bond, and it's just like, all right, so here's what we're gonna do. And I'm just making this up. I'm writing the new James Bond movie
Here
right
we go.
now.
All
right. So we're gonna have a car race. All right. The car is going to go off a cliff. The bad guy is going to crash. Okay. But James Bond, right before he crashes, a giant military airplane's going to just lower, or it's going to actually rise up from the bottom.
Helicopter.
No. Helicopter would be too realistic. I'm talking like a just giant airplane, and it's going to go into the hangar at 150 miles an hour. All right. And as it's going in, just because they knew this was a possibility, catching a 150 mile an hour Aston Martin flying off a cliff, a giant net's going to come up and prevent it from crashing, right? Big crash net. Then he's going to get out. Then all of a sudden, there's going to be like 3 dozen Ruskies. All right. And they're going to start this big firefight. Is he going to get shot?
No.
Yes, he will.
Really?
In the shoulder. And it's going to...
What voice is that?
Excuse me. That was Jorge Bond. Jorge Bond. Oi! Ay!
Ay, Chihuahua.
Ay! Oh, mi cuerpo! Oy, mi calcetines! Like, oh, you got shot in the socks? Good for you, Jimmy. Good for you, Jorge. So they're going to get in this firefight. He's going to kill with ferocious accuracy every single one of these Russians. Okay. Then he gets a little, and then it's like, oh, this hot chick's going to come out of nowhere. Be like, well, I guess I got to rip off my clothes to tie up his little injury.
But
there.
not entirely.
Not entirely. Just enough to,
tease.
Just enough to wet your whistle. If you know what I mean.
No, I don't know what that means.
That's what that means. So
I thought we were gonna get through a show without it. I really did. No, it's not that funny. It is not that funny.
So, and then all of a sudden he's gonna be like, "Oh no, one of those guys I shot was actually piloting the plane."
Oh,
and then the plane's gonna start plummeting down, right? So they're gonna have to jump out. All right, and then as they jump out, they pull the parachute, and guess what happens?
What?
It doesn't open.
Oh no!
So now we're plummeting to the earth. Just him and this half naked hot chick
that he has just by the wrist.
Now, Mid-fall, he finds out she's a double agent.
Oh.
Mid-fall. This just happens, okay? This is where the helicopter swoops in. They're punching and kicking and scrapping the whole time. He goes all in with Jack 10 offsuit, and then because they're playing poker, like all of a sudden
While they're falling.
Well, all of a sudden, James Bond now in Casino Royale, he starts playing Texas Hold'em. No, he's a baccarat player. You ruined the franchise with Texas Hold'em. So and this all takes place in the first minute before the opening. Exactly. So it's like, I don't know. And then it's just bullshit for 90 minutes. And they want to pretend that it's like still smart and intellectual and shit. And they have quiet music and dark lighting, but it's just like, no, it doesn't do it. My favorite James Bond, I believe, is Roger Moore.
He's mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the one I grew up with.
You like how I just segued back into that?
I was waiting for you to get there.
Yeah.
It took a little while, but you got there. No, he's the one I grew up with, and everybody thinks like Connery's the greatest. I don't know. I like Connery. I don't poo-poo on Connery, but
well, that's the thing. Sean Connery. I mean,
he's a god.
James Bond should have a hairy chest. He's a man, and now you got like Craigie Waxface over here, like blonde Bonds. I don't know. Daniel Craig's not the worst of the Bonds, though. I don't think.
Who's the worst of the Bonds? Daniel Craig, I think, is the worst of the Bonds. And he's not awful. He's just not. He's the worst of the Bonds.
I don't know. I like Timothy Dalton sometimes, but not always.
He was okay. He had that classy, debonair kind of thing. He had a Clark Gable kind of thing about him.
Roger Moore, Sean Connery. Then I go Pierce Brosnan. To be honest with you,
yeah, I think I'm with you.
Then I would probably go Timothy Dalton.
Yep.
Then I would go Daniel Craig. Yeah.
There's your answer.
Can you name the sixth James Bond?
No.
Can you name the sixth James Bond?
I cannot.
His name, he shares a name with your father.
Okay. George something.
Lansby.
Oh, like really early, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it was
on Your Majesty's
Moore.
Secret Service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So good that
nobody knows.
Stuck around for a long time. Yeah. I think.
Get your phone away from the microphone.
Yeah,
See, you give me a hard time. That's the second time I've heard it.
You did it. You're right. You're absolutely right. So look, we're a half hour into it. We have one phone call that's been sitting on here for.
Yeah, we teased about it last show.
March 16th they called.
Wow.
I hope you're still listening.
Let's hope.
Like you didn't get to my call. I'm not gonna.
It was a number you didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What is a 228 area code?
I don't know.
Hey Siri, what is a 228 area code?
Area code 228 is the telephone area code in the North American numbering plan for the Gulf Coast in the U.S. state of Mississippi.
Okay.
Serving the 3 counties in the state's southeastern.
All right, I'm good with that.
Mississippi.
South Mississippi.
Okay.
So that's where I'm going. Right to New Orleans, South Mississippi.
Hey, Mike, this is your sister-in-law, Jody, and I'm currently living in Mississippi. This is a belated birthday present for you. There's a lot of stories.
Oh, yeah. So this comes back from when I asked people to call up for my birthday show, and she called up a month and a half later. Thanks so much, Jode. Really love you, too. This is
she
great.
called. Many people did not.
No, it's great. And you know, we're actually going to see her when we're in Mississippi.
Oh, okay,
so,
cool.
So it is our
when
New Orleans area. Yeah. Well, we're gonna go into Mississippi. We're actually gonna do New Orleans, then go to Mississippi where she is. We're gonna make it all the way to Pensacola.
Oh.
And then we're gonna work our way back.
Wow. Okay.
It's a whole Gulf.
Where are you flying back from?
Nolans.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing kind of a loop. Mm-hmm. Oh, I like it.
It's all a few hours drive.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Not that bad. All right, Jode, what do you got?
The house down the street from me had 69 Chihuahuas inside of it. And I just thought it would be an interesting topic to discuss what that might be like to live in a small home, a normal, smallish home with 69 Chihuahuas. And I think it'd be a pretty funny topic to discuss what that would be like. And, I'm not really trying to poke fun at the people so much because they had some disabilities. And I think it's really good that the cops raided their house because the people need as much help as the dogs did.
Oh,
no. The dogs never went outside or something like that.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh.
It's like, and there's one cat too. So 69 dogs and one cat. I think they're all Chihuahuas.
Okay.
The cat probably thought it was a Chihuahua.
Okay. So
wow.
So I know the call keeps going on, but I'm sorry, we have to talk about this because first of all, that's a nice number of Chihuahuas and a cat. So 70 animals.
Small house.
And she's like Jody. She's such a nice person. Jody is probably one of the few people you can say does not have a mean bone in her body.
No.
Like, the disabled people living there with 69 Chihuahuas and a cat.
Wow. Wow.
All right.
Jody.
All right, there's a lot to unpack here. First of all, thank you so much for calling the show,
Yeah.
Jody. Really appreciate you.
Yeah.
Secondly, I lived with one Chihuahua. Now, when they are flying solo, they're tolerable.
Okay.
I'll say they're tolerable. When you get 69 Chihuahuas in a pack,
Yeah.
okay, they kind of become quite ferocious. Did you ever hear about the story where there was a pack of wild Chihuahuas, I believe in Arizona, that was basically roaming neighborhoods and terrorizing children?
No.
Oh my God, it's one of the funniest things ever. Just to imagine it. Imagine the picture.
I have it in my head. And right
Picture
now,
that.
now all of them just ended up in a house.
Yeah.
What's the bill for dog chow on that? Feeding 69 Chihuahuas.
Well, see, that's the question you have to answer. Like, there are some logistical questions that I would like answered. If they didn't go outside, that's
a lot of poo.
That's a question right there.
That could be why those people living there are sick.
Yeah. What do you think you call a group of Chihuahuas? It probably has a name.
A
I'm gonna Google this right now because I don't know the answer.
gaggle.
I don't think that.
I don't know. I'm spitballing. What, you don't know?
My friend, you know Alex Hooper.
Mm-hmm.
So he has a recent stand-up special. There's a recommendation. Go listen to it. It's called "Calm Down, Peasants." It's pretty
Okay.
funny.
All right, rock on.
But he talks in there about a group of pugs. A group of pugs, and I only know this because of him, and it's very appropriate. It's called a grumble.
Oh,
So,
okay.
which makes sense because they kind of.
They do grumble.
So here's the answer for
I do too
Chihuahuas.
sometimes.
It actually makes sense. It's called a
Okay.
chatter of Chihuahuas.
Chatter of Chihuahua.
Now,
Chihuahua.
Now, how much chatter is happening between 69 Chihuahuas?
It's got to be loud and high pitched.
It's got to stink.
Oh
Can you imagine the smell?
no!
Oh my goodness! It's gonna make that chicken house smell.
Was it a rescue mission for the people who live there? I mean, really? I mean, they've got to be overrun by the dogs. How are you getting food in and out of that house?
This is what I'm guessing. I'm gonna write another story similar to my James Bond.
Oh, here we
All
go.
right, except this is more of a drama.
Will it be as long?
No.
Well, thank God.
Yes. So this is a drama though. There's these two disabled people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Their
And,
names?
Yeah, we'll call them Betsy and Wetsy.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, that's an odd name.
Well, Wetsy,
Are they two women?
no.
Okay.
They're both men. It's a man named Betsy.
A man named Betsy.
Right, and
Okay.
and he's disabled. So, all right, so you have these two disabled people. They have two Chihuahuas, okay?
Mm-hmm.
These Chihuahuas, because they're, I don't know, disabled, they didn't get them fixed. So the Chihuahuas mated and had a whole litter.
Sure.
This
How many would there be in a litter?
Let's say it's just a litter of like 4 or 5. Whatever.
Okay. Sure.
So this is where the incest starts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Animals don't care about that.
TDLR, there's 69 Chihuahuas, and one of them had a cat. There was a cat. The runt of the litter came out as a cat. Okay, and that's what happened.
There's a cat next door going, "It's not mine, Bob. It's
Now,
not mine."
if you want the prequel to that cat story, that's a whole different. You can write that one.
Wow.
I'm not involved in that production,
Wow.
but I don't know. My assumption is probably like they started mating and then just didn't control the population.
I'm confident that's accurate.
Yeah.
Or they started adopting more and more and more, and then that was not so much incestual as just this.
As hoarding? Were they
Yeah, I
hoarding
think they're-
Chihuahuas?
You can't think that's a clean house
No.
in any capacity.
No.
Those dogs are not trained. Those dogs are not housebroken.
Well, maybe it's the dog's house, and they adopted the
live in
disabled.
a doghouse?
They adopted the disabled humans, and the cat is actually just like the judge or like the king.
The cat rules that whole roost.
So it's the
yeah.
cat's on top of the pecking order. Hey, I'm a cat. I got 69 Chihuahuas. Fetch me humans to go get me some cat chow or something. I don't know.
I can't imagine what the bill is to feed 69 Chihuahuas.
It's got to be up there, unless they're going out and hunting and like
They might have to.
preying on these little kids.
There might have been 700 Chihuahuas, and those are the survivors. That's what they were hunting each other.
Yeah, I mean, you need to look up the Arizona pack story.
Sure.
Because it was like the packs of Chihuahuas terrorize Arizona neighborhood, chase kids. Like,
wow,
it was like 8 years ago or something. Like Huff, and it's a HuffPo article. Like it's a legit thing. It's not like Weekly World News. It's not like and then Bat Boy shows up in it. I don't know. Which was a great publication.
Did you ever have problems with dogs when you were a kid, like little dogs at all?
No. What kind of problem?
So when I was like 5 or 6, we went to a friend of the family's barbecue. And I'll tell you off the air what family it was. You'll get a kick out of that.
Here, tell me right now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, this is good. Okay, I like it.
So they had a barbecue. I'm on the back.
Should do that more often.
I'm in the backyard of this family. And they had a little kids picnic table, which is pretty rare for the 70s to have a little kids table. You know, like now they make them so every kid has a seat and a little table that 5-year-olds can sit at without having to climb up. And sit. And I sat down at this table, and this family had dachshunds.
Oh, okay.
The dachshund jumped up on the table and looked at me, looked at my hot dog, looked back at me, and growled.
Oh.
And took my hot dog.
Oh, is that cannibalism?
It's kind of funny.
Hey, now.
Might be. I was scared of dachshunds for... Yeah, I'll give you that chuckle.
Yeah, they were a little late.
I was scared of dachshunds for years of my life.
Because he stole your hot dog?
Because he growled and stole my... No dog had ever taken my food.
Yeah, no.
And here I am 45 years later remembering the story of this dachshund growling in my face. And when you're 5 years old, that's a big dog.
So does that stick with you? Like if you saw a dachshund right now? Or
no, I'm good now.
You're good now?
Yeah, I know people who have had them since, and I like to hang out with those dachshunds.
Okay, now do you venture to eat a hot dog around one? Will you like push the envelope like that?
I would. I don't have an issue with it now.
Okay, now what if that dog growls at you?
Now I'll bark back because I know I'm a big dog of the yard.
Oh,
no dog's getting my hot dog now.
How big were you at this point in time?
I was a typical 5-year-old kid.
Okay, so
I wasn't like a monster child. Yeah. So Dachshund was pretty good size.
I have a 5-year-old. How tall is a 5-year-old? Says the guy who has a 5-year-old.
And I can tell you that I might have been a little taller than most of the kids, but I was an average sized kid. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But when you're that little, a dog that little is
terrifying.
But I had a dog at home. My dog was bigger than that.
Okay.
And I never once had the dog growl at me, or it was the first dog that ever growled at me. So a dachshund scared me for the first time ever. So I can imagine the kid like selling Girl Scout cookies door to door for that Chihuahua house.
Well, I was actually going to go there. I was going to write another movie called Mo the Mormon. And I'm imagining if you were a Mormon going door to door and you knock on and you say, "Hello, I'm Brother Mo." And then
this is the Watchtower.
And then this is the site that you see. Watchtower is not Mormon.
I thought it was.
No, that's the Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, sorry.
That's the other annoying religion.
Well, I didn't know Well, I guess they were the one that come to your door.
Do any Jehovah's Witnesses? If you're a Jehovah's Witness and you listen to the show, call us at...
My apologies, Jehovah's Witness.
6317-MIKE-MO. That's 6317-MIKE-MO.
My apologies. Anyone going door to door with religion is not my thing. It's not my bag, baby. It's not my whole thing. But I do have a Jehovah's Witness story.
Okay, but
also from my childhood.
Before we get to that, though, what would that reaction be? Okay. You're like, I would like you to read this. So the Mormons are just like, here's this pamphlet, read it, and call me later.
Yeah, Joe likes this, read it.
Yeah. Now the Johos, they go to the and they want to talk to you about it. They want to have a conversation.
Yeah.
They want you to come to church. So if you open that door and you're a Jehovah's Witness, you sticking around for that conversation?
All those dogs?
With all those dogs there?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? We could not record a podcast in that house.
No.
It's
got to be the sound alone. Forget about the smell for a second. Think about the sound of that house. They can't ever go quiet.
Well,
not that many dogs.
All your senses are going to be going at full speed ahead, right? So it's going to smell bad.
Yeah.
All right. It's going to look awful.
Terrible.
It's going to be loud, so you're going to be hearing that.
Yeah.
Right? You're probably going to taste whatever the hell's in the air.
You have to.
And then
the ammonia.
And then feel. I mean, you're just going to.
There's always going to be a dog on you.
Oh God.
There always must be a dog touching you in that house.
There must be. Like that's the rule.
Licking your toes as you walk in the house.
Now, what if it's what if? I think we might be looking at this the wrong way, though. Mm-hmm. What if this is like a Bruce Wayne situation? What if this is a giant mansion and there's 90 rooms in it? So the ratio is only.
She said it was a regular size house. Too late. But if it is a Bruce Wayne situation,
let's go there. Let's
now
go there.
Now you're going to have the dogs bite you. You'll be afraid of them to start with, and maybe you end up with super Chihuahua powers.
Well, see, this is
What
like
would your super Chihuahua powers be?
I'd be annoying as shit, like every other Chihuahua.
Did you get chewed up by Chihuahuas already,
I
Mike?
am already super Chihuahua.
You are
Superhuman
Chihuahua man.
I am. That's my superpower.
And to summon all the Chihuahuas, all you do is say Arriba really loud, and then all of them attack.
Or they fly.
Flying
They would
Chihuahuas.
fly. They would fly.
Wow.
Yeah. See, now I'm thinking the Monty Burn. Great call, Jody. Great call, by the way.
A-plus call,
I've got
Jody.
A plus. Call the show again.
I've
please.
never met you, Jody, and you are my second favorite Lang I've ever heard. So,
It's yeah. She's a Smith now.
oh,
She's a Smith.
she is a top 5 Smith, I know already.
Yes, she does. She.
Well, no, I mean I don't know that many Langs, but she is the second favorite of that family for me.
Okay. Fair. How many of them have you met?
Just Lori.
Oh, okay.
You've never introduced me to your in-laws. It's probably a smart move on your part. Likely a really stellar move on your part.
Yeah.
Now, I'm lucky I get to meet your wife. I mean, honestly.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking. Well, let's go back to the Chihuahua. The rest of the show is going to be on this. This is going to be great. This is great. A plus call. A plus call. Liz, if you're listening to the show,
This defines a good call.
this is what you call a clinic. Okay, this is a clinic in good call, followed by good conversation.
Wow.
Taught and Jody's a teacher actually down
Now
there
we have
in Mississippi.
Jody and Jana. Anyone with a J that calls here is doing a great job.
Yeah, I wonder who do we have in our phone that's a J. We got to encourage more
J's.
more J callers. Montgomery Burns.
Mm-hmm.
He has all those attack dogs.
Excellent.
Now imagine 69 Chihuahuas.
Oh.
When you let out the hounds, let out the Waz. Let out the Waz.
Can you imagine if you let out 69 Chihuahuas and there's like 2 Rottweilers standing there? They'd run scared.
Well, it's like the end of Jurassic Park. This is a full circle.
There it
The
is.
Velociraptors versus the T-Rex,
Yeah.
right? What do you got? You got 3 Raptors versus 1 T-Rex at the
Yeah.
end of that movie, right? Who do you think won that battle? Because that battle had to come to an end.
I still think the T-Rex won that
I think the T-Rex won it too. All right, so
But now 30 or 69 Velociraptors on 1 T-Rex. He's toast.
oh, he's toast. What's the number
What's
of
the ratio?
Velociraptor to T-Rex? Like, if you're 1 T-Rex, what is that tipping point? Great call, Jody. Great call. I just have to say.
I'm going to go 65.
65? No.
65 Velociraptors, yeah.
To 1 T-Rex?
Yeah.
No, the
That
number.
swipe of tail's going to take 10 of them out like that.
No, because they'll jump up on that tail.
No.
No, the number's closer to like 15.
No.
Maybe
15.
even 10.
Wow, it's got to be at least 20.
Maybe even 10. Because
No, it's going to be a lot more.
nah, I don't think so.
He's got tougher skin. I mean, he's big and thick skin.
but they got
He's got like Godzilla skin.
but they got razor sharp claws.
Yeah, but he's got thick skin.
They've
can handle the hit.
They've all got well, you say you have thick skin, and then I make one fat joke, and you start crying about it. So.
I do not have thick skin. I have never once said I have thick skin. I have thick bones.
Okay, fair.
I'm big bone.
Fair. The quintessential. I will dish it, but boy, I can't take it.
Says the pot and the kettle himself.
Oh
But
yeah,
that's fair.
No, I can take it. I can take it. Well, that's my superpower. No, I can. I feel like I can take it. I can take insults more than you can.
And there's jovial
Now-
insults. There's fun insults.
Yeah.
And then there's ones that when you take a deep fat joke at me, and that's those are painful. Those hurt. You know the soft spots to hit, and I have my share of soft spots.
Yeah, you sure do. So
Left the door wide open for that too.
I'm looking
so.
at several right now.
Thank you. There it is. Knew it was coming.
Wear a bra next time. So
Wow. I can't wait till you get back from your trip because we're playing racquetball and you're getting hit.
it's gonna happen.
You're getting hit.
So yeah, no.
Although I don't need to. The last time I played racquetball, you hit yourself
I
like
hit
3 or 4
myself. Yeah,
times.
that was painful.
It was hysterical.
I think it's 15. So okay, now to go back to your question, what is the Rottweiler to Chihuahua ratio?
Oh, I think it's going to be similar.
You think? Yeah.
I think it's similar. I think that whole thing is
I think
very
it's higher.
similar.
I think it's higher. I think the Velociraptor to T-Rex ratio is going to be a lower ratio. I think
I disagree.
10 to 15 to 1 on that one, no problem.
I disagree because the T-Rex has more of an alligator type skin, more of a Godzilla type thing where you can absorb that blow more from the Velociraptor, where The Rottweiler's got the same type of skin just about as a Chihuahua. Chihuahua can bite through that skin without a problem.
A Velociraptor's going to they're going to climb up there and do some damage, though. They'll be able to cut right through that with their razor-sharp claws.
I mean, you can't fight him off with his hands. We know that.
No.
I mean, the T-Rex arms, that's not going to work.
No, not at all. That would I was going to make an off-color joke, but you know what? We're at the end of the show.
Oh, good Lord.
Thank
God for timing.
Here's what I was going to say.
I can't even comment to this.
I'm trying to think of how to phrase it. I'm envisioning the people who own the 69 Chihuahuas have T-Rex arms. Basically, is what I was going toward, and that's their disability.
What?
Can I put that in the show? It's not like it's offensive. It's not like saying or anything like
what?
that. You know,
oh
just
my
saying,
Lord!
or saying the word or something like that.
Wow!
Or saying the and then
no.
The other thing was like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank God we're not FCC regulated here at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You made George Carlin blush on that one. You really did.
He rose from the dead, blushed, and then died again with his little T-Rex arms.
Wow.
Because I'm assuming when you die, your arms shrink and you look like a little T-Rex.
They always, when you see people in caskets, their arms are kind of bent and folded. Sometimes they're not necessarily.
How many people are you seeing in caskets? Wait a minute. The show's not over yet, guys.
I watch movies.
The show's not over yet.
They dig them up. Their arms are back like a T-Rex. Like they shrink back in with the, I guess when the skin pulls back.
When it contracts.
It pulls back the bone, I guess.
Well, it works with the skin. With the beard. My beard's going to look like yours after my skin recedes.
Yeah, they say it keeps growing, but that's a fallacy.
Great call, Jody.
Yeah.
You have to do it again.
Please.
You have to do it again.
Please. And I'm calling on your friends from Hartford Athletic to call in.
Uh-huh.
Ed has called like one time ever and needs to call back again.
Yeah, Ed, Vin,
where you been, buddy?
I don't know where Vin's been.
Where's Vin been?
Where Vin been?
Where Vin been?
I don't know. Probably in Torrington.
And Madison needs to call.
Breeding a bunch of Chihuahuas. Yep.
She's got to call.
There you go.
Whoever those other guys were who showed up at the end, over on the other end of the aisle.
Yeah.
They should call.
Just everyone should call, and the number is 6317 Mike Mo.
6317 Mike Mo. That's Mike with a Y. Give us a call.
With a Y.
Oh Lord.
Oh wait, the volume.
You messed it up again.
No, the volume was down on that.
That's you messing up the board again.
Yay!
Good Lord.
Yay!